What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody's staying positive and staying productive. This episode is going to be geared towards the mindset and success series, and I want to speak to you guys about something very important. I'm going to make multiple videos on a lot of different subjects that have to do with this, and it's going to be the things that school and university will never teach you that are vital to live your best quality and most successful life possible. So in this episode, I'm going to speak about 3 different subjects that I think are very, very, very important that a lot of people are never spoken to about because of different values, different ethics, different policies. And sometimes the people that are teaching them, whether it be family, community, or school, don't have the proper anecdotal experiences to be able to guide them along, or they don't want to misguide them and don't speak about it at all. So these are the 3 top things I would say are the most important that you need to spend some time to think about what you want to do when it comes to these factors of your life, and to be able to improve on these factors of your life if you want to be able to have a successful life when it comes to your career, when it comes to your health, when it comes to your family, when it comes to your overall success. First one, and these are in no particular order, is going to be stress management. Stress management is massive. 99% of people's problems and 99% of people's failures, per se, along the way in life, trying to accomplish something or trying to be able to create a better life for themselves, has to do with their reactions and their choices when they're under stress. Obstacles are going to come along the way. Life's going to throw you curveballs. There's going to be problems underneath of your roof, from your family, from your kids, from your partner, from your community, from the TV, from the news. All sorts of different things are going to be thrown your way on a daily basis in small ways, and big tragic things that come along the way in life every few years. And the responses that you have to these and the habits that you have with stress are going to dictate how good, how successful, how livid, how abundant of a life that you will lead, because the habits that you have with small stresses and big stresses relate to each other and they replay themselves. And it's a skill set. It's something that you can improve on. Stress management is massive. And they never teach you in university or in school that these pressures are going to come when you're on your own, and you're going to be tested. You're going to have choices to make when your back is against the wall. And unfortunately, it's those decisions that are made in someone's life in those hard, dire, stressful, trying moments that really dictate what is the overall quality of their life, whether they succeed or not. Because you can have a string of good months and good years, and then something comes along your way that you didn't ask for, or that you didn't have anything to be involved with, and you're going to be tested. And when your back's against the wall and you're under pressure and you're under stress, you throw all your cards on the table, you quit, you tap out, you run out to your vices, which are food, alcohol, drugs, pills, sleeping, procrastination, blame, victimhood, all sorts of these attributes and addictions and vices and outlets have to do with the coping mechanism of the individual's mind having to deal with stress. And in school, they never teach you, and there's no university out there that's going to teach you that what you do in those moments is going to make or break your life. And there's no school that's pressing you on a realistic level to teach you of how to react and how to process and how to edit and how to pause in those moments to be able to process things, how to be able to change your perception, to see some of these problems as actual gifts and just a new way for you to level up and find new avenues in life to solve problems. You just see it as defeat. You just see it as a problem. And for the most case, most adults that I try to coach, try to help, try to mentor, they know the steps of how to get from A to Z and how to succeed. We're trying to erase, we're trying to unbrainwash, we're trying to eliminate all these stress management coping mechanisms that they have. We're trying to erase all these years of these habits of how they react when things don't go their way, or when they're tired, or when they're upset or when they've been let down. And that's the most important thing, is that you work on who you are on your worst day. And if you can improve on that, if you can build on the character that you are on your worst days, at your worst moments, on the normal days, when work's normal, family's normal, economy's normal, whatever the situations that you think are stressful for you are at a baseline, you are 10 times higher. You are operating at a level way beyond other people, because your level at everyone's bottom is higher than everyone else's. And that's why I always say I stay with my non-negotiables year round. I stay operating at a level 9 out of 10, no matter what. When I'm sick, when I'm tired, when I'm upset, when I'm sad, when it's holidays, when it's birthdays, when I'm on vacation, I stay operating at a level 9. I don't break from my non-negotiables, because that's how I succeeded, and that's how I beat all the obstacles that came along my way once I made that transformation in my life. Is because when the hard times come and everyone's cruising at a level 5 year round, they crash to a level 1. And I might go from a level 9 to a level 8, or at the most a level 7. But I never come down to a level 5 or to a level 1. I never self-sabotage. I never stay in that rut. I never let day 2 take me down after whatever's happened, because I have a routine. I have systems in place. I start working with logic. I start working with routine. I start working with habits. Doesn't mean that I can't process the emotions and I can't feel them, but I don't let them override the system. I don't let them take the steering wheel and take control of my life and my actions and my words. So stress management is key. It doesn't matter what tools you have. It doesn't matter what network you have. It doesn't matter what degree you have, how much money you have, what your genetics are. Just look in the world of Hollywood or sport or social media and look at the millions of athletes, actors, TV personalities, socialites that fall victim to drugs, alcohol, gambling, bankruptcies, problems with abuse, divorce, psychological issues, psychiatrists, medications. These are people that never learned how to be able to cope with their stress mechanisms. And the outcome is that all the help and all the money and all the networks around them and all the opportunities do nothing for them. They end up broke, they end up sick, or they end up dead. Stress management, the most important, on top of anything in life. No matter whether you're trying to be a millionaire or just live a peaceful life, you want to be alone, or you want 100 partners, or you want one really good relationship. Stress management, what will make you and break you is how you react under pressure, under problems. The second thing is money. They never teach you about money, the truth about money. I don't care what school you went to. I don't care if you went to Yale or Harvard or Cambridge. I don't care what degree you have. I don't care what your professor said to you, because they're only making 50, 60, 70, 80, maybe 100 grand a year. They're part of a system. They're part of a union. They're part of a pension. They're part of an IRA. They're part of a 401k. They're not teaching you the truth about money. They're telling you what's inside of those textbooks. They're telling you what's inside of those curriculums to be able to hand you a degree. And then when you get into the real world, it's got nothing to do with that. And depending on your family background, whether you're coming from a middle income family, a low income family, or a wealthy family, unless you've been taught the truth about money, you need to clear out everything in your mind that you have of the understanding of cash and money and investment and assets, and really take your time to understand the worth of money and how wealth is built and how a life is lived and how you have all these years ahead of you to be able to execute the things that you want to do, and to also be able to have the safety and security of an income and understand how the economies are foregoing constant inflations, and how 99% of people's paychecks, salaries, incomes never match that. So you're playing a game against the very few that are controlling these numbers, these algorithms, these statistics, these yearly, bi-yearly, or decade changes. So you really have to understand money and how to be able to compound it, how to be able to make it work for you, how to be able to live comfortably within reason and have a balanced life and have a second or third stream of income in case something happens with the first one, how to be able to have it set aside. Wealthy people that do masterminds, that teach, that mentor people on how to be able to work with their money and grow their assets will tell you you need various bank accounts. You just can't have one. You need one for the family. You need one shared with your partner. You need one that's an emergency account. You need one that's a third emergency account that nobody knows about, that nobody can touch. And there's so many different ways to be able to make money work for you, no matter what type of life you want to live. The hippie mentality of I can just get by is always going to catch up to you, and you're always going to have to pay for it. And the system itself with school and loans and debts is made to keep you as a worker, as a potato peeler, as somebody that's part of the system paying into it with their taxes. And you're completing a task for a job or a boss or a company that's making 10x or more on your input, and you're getting a very small output out of that. So if you're not trying to live in the rat race, if you're not trying to live in debt, if you're trying to retire early, if you're trying to have multiple experiences and live a good life for yourself and your people, you have to spend your own time listening and learning about money and income from people that are really doing it, that really have it, and that have the solid proof to be able to show this is exactly what I did year 1, year 5, year 10, year 20. I've made some pretty smart decisions along the way after making very poor mistakes in the beginning of my adult life. And luckily enough, I'm not in zero debt, never owned a credit card, never took a loan. And it was because I had a very, very few people that stuck out to me that were living the life that I wanted to live, that all said the same thing. Now, you might be in a different place, in a different type of environment, and you can use debt, you can use loans to your advantage. If you're in North America, if you're in the United States, if you're in the UK, if you're in Canada, taxes are good if you're going to use that debt to compound on top of each other and have that interest and have that cut. But you have to understand how it works, and you have to plan out those investments. There's tons of people that are making millions on a monthly and yearly basis off of debt, and they're in a special tax bracket, but they've educated themselves and they've learned how to be able to do that. Second thing is the money. First thing is the stress. The third thing that school and university is never, ever, ever going to teach you correctly, because they don't want to cross any lines or they don't want to show their own faults, is going to be relationships. Your experience within relationships, with friends, with colleagues, with dating, with marriage are very, very important with your success, because people can be propellers and lift you up and help you get further, or people can be anchors and make you sink. People will distract you. People will bring you down. People will bring their problems, their pain, like a toxic poison, like a virus on top of you. And you have to be very, very smart along the way of who you let inside your world, into your relationship circle, whether that's at work, whether that's in your intimate life, whether that's with family, that's with friends. Because sometimes you have to cut off people that are always going to be around. You have to have certain boundaries drawn. You have to be able to look at experiences and situations you've seen underneath of your own roof, maybe with your parents or with your aunts and uncles or with your cousins or with your family circle, and be able to say, this is bad, this is negative, this is the way that they think, they believe, they live, and it doesn't serve me. It's not going to take me from where I am now to where I want to be. And these things have been instilled in you, and they're going to be pressured on you. People that are in fear, people that are anxious, people that are ignorant to the fact are going to try to tell you their truth. They're going to try to sell you their life. They're going to try to guide you to live the best version of your life that serves them and not yourself. And a lot of the times these people are doing this just out of human instinct. They don't know any better. They think they're doing the best thing for you. They think they're guiding you in the best direction. And it's not true. You have to be able to be very vigilant of who you spend your time with, who's in your world, what your relationships are like, how you handle the obstacles of relationships when they're tested, when somebody's disloyal, when somebody's dishonest, when somebody's unaccountable, when somebody is crossing the line. Because what you accept and what you live out within one relationship will transgress into your others, because it's just a habit. How we do one thing is how we do everything. And when we forgive one thing or accept one thing, it will also concur and will carry itself over into other aspects of our life. And if you have the right people around you and keep the wrong people out of your life, whether it's your friends, whether it's certain family members, whether it's who you end up spending your life with, or the people along the way that you date, you will get much further than having the wrong people inside of your world. The wrong people will destroy your life. The wrong people will take 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 years of hard work and graft and ruin it. I've seen people go bankrupt, lose companies, homes, families, their health, to alcohol, to food, to drugs, because they made the wrong choice in a relationship. And the attachment of the love or the affection supersedes and overrides their logic and their self-preservation. And they end up committing a slow suicide with their life because of these relationships with these people. These three things here are at the top. There's other ones we're going to speak about. I'm going to make multiple videos on a lot of things that they don't teach you in school, they don't teach you in university, that are going to help you supersede the general public and help you get ahead in life. I hope this can bring you guys some value. If you have any questions, have any comments, tips, leave them in the comments. If you guys need any help, you can email me. All the information is in the bio. Stay good, stay true to yourself. Don't let anything or anybody get in the way of the life that you want to live. And don't forget to like, comment, and share.